Hi, and welcome to part two of the video that I just did. Welcome to your program experience. So let me start off by again reading another article, or reading part of another article, and it says, "Are innocent people pleading guilty?" A new report says yes. Okay, defendants in federal cases face life-changing choices once they have been charged, plead guilty, and take a less severe penalty, or exercise their right to a trial and risk years, decades in prison. It's no wonder that some have pondered whether innocent people are pleading guilty to crimes they did not commit. A new paper published by the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, the NACDL, the trial penalty, the Sixth Amendment right to trial on the verge of extinction, and how to save it. We may not know every amendment in the Constitution, but we all embrace the fact that in the U.S., everyone is entitled to a fair trial by jurors, by jury of our peer. And we all know that's not true. Okay? So again, the cognitive dissonance of people holding on to this idea, even though it's not true, and will not admit that it's not true. Okay? However, going to trial can be a gamble with one life. One conclusion reached by the NACDL was that there is ample evidence that federal criminal defendants are being coerced to plead guilty because the penalty for exercising their constitutional rights is simply too high to risk. Okay? I'm not going to read the whole thing here. Let me just read this here. It says, in the NACDL's most revealing finding was, guilty plea have replaced trials for a very simple reason. Individuals who choose to exercise their Sixth Amendment right to face trials exponentially to face exponentially higher sentences if they invoke the right to trial and lose. Faced with this choice, individuals also uninformedly surrender the right to trial rather than insist on proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Defense lawyers spend most of their time negotiating guilty plea rather than ensuring that police and the government respect the boundaries of the law, including the proof beyond a reasonable doubt standard, and judges dedicate their time to administering plea allocutions rather than evaluating the constitutional and legal aspect of the government case and police conduct. Equally important, the public rarely exercise the oversight function envisioned by the framers and inherent in jury service. You guys can read this article on ForbesMagazine.com, and you know, again, very interested. So, again, a lot of this stuff, it's incredible, but that's the reality. A lot of people who are suffering from strong psychological cognitive dissonance will not see the truth and cannot see the truth. So in my target, as I talked about in the previous video, they'll do things. For example, my son came home with a letter this week stating that he borrowed a book from the library. Okay, the name of the book was Captain Underpants and the Revolving Revenge of the Radioactive Robot. Now, my son never took this book out of the library. Okay? Now, again, I talked about this, how a lot of the perps sometimes will stand up in front of libraries, and as I walk by, they'll look at the library. Okay, because again, this is psychological conditioning. Okay, this is dark NLP, and the word library has the word lie in it. Okay, so again, using symbolism, using words and metaphors, this is what these people do. Okay, you have to understand that, as if we're lying about what we say is being done to us. Okay, So I had to send a note stating that he did not take this book out of the library. Okay, so I told her, I said, hey, the librarian, you need to check your records again because my son did not take this book out of the library. Okay, so again, and it just so happened that they sent it this week, right? Yeah. Okay. So, okay, let's go to the videos. Um, let's go here. We're going to go through psychologicalharassment.com. Scroll down and go through the section psychological manipulation. Okay. Um, what do I want to talk about here? We talk about we did that already. Okay, metaphorical. Let's talk about that. Okay, metaphorical speech. I just talked about what they do. All right. Sometimes people will use metaphors or metaphorical speech to try to hide different threats or use words that are not obvious in their association to a threatening nature and use to reduce the risk of exposure or criminal evidence. The meaning of different words can also be changed, as with sarcasm. For example, if two people that hate each other are using the word "I love you," the intention and meaning of the word used do not have the same meaning or intention as the definition of the words. Metaphorical speech can also be used to change or manipulate the view on reality of a victim. For example, metaphorical speech can be used to describe a certain view on reality or belief that is not the actual reality in an attempt to manipulate the person. Okay, I'm just going to read that. So let's go to the videos. Okay, come on now. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, so in this video I am heading home, taking the kids with me. This was Friday. Okay, Friday afternoon. And lately they've been using a lot of gray cars. I've been seeing a lot of gray cars. I mean, a sea of gray cars. Okay, and then also that too. But if I'm walking in the street going to pick up the kids, or anywhere I'm going, the perpetrators, civilian perps, will look at me again, look at a gray car, all the time. So the color gray is being used again. Okay, and again here you'll see civilian perpetrators. You see, as I get closer, I want you to watch the the palm of the hand. As I got close, she's being signaled. The woman in the yellow here, there's another lady or a young girl standing right next to this building. She gives her a signal, and then she swings her hands back just like that. See that palm of the hand, and then you'll see. Okay, it's just a young girl. So you'll see her raise her hands up, and then this woman standing here, and she'll do this. Okay. So again, dark psychology, dark NLP at work. Okay. All right. Oh, also, the color yellow. They've been using that a lot lately. Um, and you see the man, the woman is walking, the color yellow, both wearing yellow shirts. So we went to Sears, or we went to Kings Plaza, and after about 5 minutes in there, Pam have gotten, she got some shoes uh, and some stuff, and because she had to take back some stuff that she bought online from Sears, and then everything that's yellow, she started pointing out. She picked up a yellow necklace. She started, grabbing like clothes with the color yellow. Then on our way out, we were in the T-shirt section that she was before, and there was different color T-shirts, including T-shirts with the color yellow that she didn't see anything. She did not mention it, but as soon as we were walking out, she turned to the T-shirt and pick up a yellow T-shirt, and then she goes, "Oh, it's a yellow T-shirt." Okay, so this is the stuff that they do, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next video. Okay, this was Saturday, and I had just came out from Alyssa dance class, and I went to pick up uh, Bryce and Ethan uh, to visit uh, someone that my mother knows who had uh, told her about the scholarship that she does every year for kids who are going into college. Okay, and the use of the red vehicle. Um, Again, you'll see it has the number 32 right here. It says, I think it's JD32 right here. See that silver badge? Okay, and that vehicle from the time because I went on Utica Avenue, from the time I turned onto Utica Avenue, it just so happened that I pull up right behind this car with the number 32. Okay, but the number 32 wasn't in the license plate. Again, it was a badge that was, and again, you see the guy walking across the street here. Okay, he's gonna turn and see what he does. Okay, as he turns towards me, and you'll see he does this. See that? A quick look as he does it. That's too much, too far. Okay, let's go back. All right. And then you see the palm of the hand as he swings his hands back. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next video. So this is Monday. Went to pick up the kids from school. Was waiting in the schoolyard, and this guy came, stand up in front of me, started doing these hand signals, and then I took my phone out of my pocket, started recording him. He walks away. And they're a bunch of cowards. Okay. Now you see the other clown gonna come up and see how he looks up at the sky. Look at him. See, again, this is what I'm talking about. They work in tandem. So once I started recording, the other guy that was standing there, he walks off, right? Because of course he don't want to be on video, you know, being captured uh, he's showing that he's targeting me. So he walks off. Now this guy comes up here. He stands in front of me, and then he starts looking up in the sky. That is the what I talked about in the 8 criteria for thought reform. The mystical, supernatural uh, type of conditioning that they do. Right? Okay. All right. So the kids was off of school, and this was again Monday, and so I end up taking them to my house to spend the night and and the day because Tuesday they had no school. So got parking, and I think I've showed this by itself. All right, because again that's the synchronization, and then you see this guy uh, here, and he starts doing these hand signals. Okay, and he has his phone in his hand, and he takes his phone and he puts it to his nose. Right. So let's see here. Let me show you guys. So he takes his phone and he puts it on his nose. Okay, that's what he does. Okay, and then you see he turned to look at the gray vehicle that I've been talking about. Okay, because this is what they do. Let's go back. Okay, so there he is. Your neighborhood civilian perp. They always use new people because I've never seen this individual before. Okay. All right. So I had dropped the kids off on Tuesday, and I came home. This is what's this? This was all right. So this was I think it was yeah, this was Tuesday, right? And so I had to this was alternate side parking, so I had to because as the kids were sleeping, um, alternate side parking, and I was waiting in the car because the street sweeper had passed, so I had to wait. And I was waiting in the car. This perpetrator shows up, right? This Hasidic Jewish man. Okay, and they've been using a lot of Hasidic Jews in my targeting lately, also. Okay, so now you'll see when I move the camera up, he moves. Then you'll see this guy right here. He is the superintendent of my building. Okay, and there are a couple of buildings. He's the superintendent of the block. Okay, so you see, he turns back. He looks at me. All right, then he pinches his nose, and I, I should have. What I did is that I zoomed in. Okay, and what I should have done, I should have just left um, the phone where it is. But when I zoomed in, I accidentally moved the phone. So you see right there, see his hand goes up. Let me just pause it right right there. Okay, so you see right there, he does this, and again, it's a trigger warning. Let me so he does this, okay? And so that's when I zoomed in, okay? You see him. That's what they do. They tug on their clothes when they see you. They start pointing, wagging the index finger. Okay. Now he turns around again and he looks at his vehicle, which is a silver, I'm sorry, a gray Nissan Infinity. But now look at where his hands is. Okay. Now he didn't put it all the way down his crotch because again they're trying to mask the target, and I've shown you'll see them grabbing their crotch, right? So this is the same thing, or just that he's masking it. He's just putting his hands, you know, because again, it's a masking technique, right? So you see this Jewish girl, woman that's walking up here, okay? And then you see again with the index finger, she started brushing her eyebrows. Now I want you to remember this lady right here, okay? Okay, see she walks past, right? Let's speed this up. So the Jewish man, he leaves, okay? Because once I parked, he literally walked and sat down on the stoop right there. So there you see the superintendent again, he's looking back at me, even though it's a little blurry. I didn't realize when I zoomed in that the focus was off, or else I would have refocused it, but I didn't realize that. So that's why you see it's out of focus right now, okay? So he leaves. Here's the superintendent, stands there. Okay, now let's go back. And now you see who comes back into the picture, but the Jewish lady, the young lady. Okay, and of course, they all work in tandem. So she stops, got back into focus. She looks at me, starts playing with her hair, does give me the middle finger. You'll see he pushed his arm out again with the palm. Okay, I want you to watch this. Okay, all synchronization. They all work in tandem with one another. All right, so it isn't uh, accidentally that he parked in front of me. And the Jewish man, like I said, when I parked, he came and he sat on the little wall right there. So watch. I'm gonna try to break it down. He's looking at me. Okay. He holds his hands up. You see, he opens up his hand, right? He does the thumb as he turns his wrist and hide his thumb now. She now using her pointed finger. Remember I talked about what that represent, right? And she started brushing her hair. Okay. Now you see she sticks her middle finger out at me as she's walking towards me. Okay. See that? And again. Now he's gonna look at me again. Okay. Now her middle finger. Now she's actually her. She goes back to her index finger. I believe that's what it is. No, that was the middle finger. puts it to her hair, and then start working towards me. Now he starts dusting his pants. Okay, the reason why, let's go back slightly. That's too much. Let's go here. Okay, so we discuss all of that. That's the middle finger. Now watch. See how he opens up his hand to the palm of his hand, and he starts touching his pants, dusting his pants. Okay. Okay. Now watch this. You're very clever. Okay. Now she makes her finger like a gun. Okay, it's very quick. So again, they try to mask it. He bows his head. Okay. I don't know what he just did there. Okay. Again, now you see the hands behind the head. All right. Pinching the nose. Looks up at the sky. Looks at me again. Looks at me again. Okay. You see how he uses remote to flash his vehicle lights. Okay. So, you guys think that's it? You guys think that's it? Because guess who comes back into the picture again? Okay. There she goes. Okay, so now she comes back into the picture again. Again, hands behind the head. That's the superintendent. He runs across the street, looks over towards me. Okay. Okay. And she turns and she looks at me. Okay. And so now the guy on the moped And he goes, I swear to God. Okay. And then she does the hand signal. Okay. So whereas before they would use uh, the Hasidic group of perpetrators separate to target me, now they're using them in conjunction with the uh, American African perpetrators as well as the Hispanic perpetrators. So now they're all working close knit together now. Okay, let's go to the next video. There she is again. So at this point, she's just going to stand there and do these little hand signals because she has her hands behind her back. And what she's doing, she's taking her thumb and placing it on her middle finger. Okay. Okay. So let's now check this out. So see how she tries to subtly give me the middle finger. Okay. Then she does the famous falling of the lip. Okay. The famous folding of the lip. She does this. I mean, sorry. Uh, I need this. So let me move this over here. Okay. The famous. All right. Falling of the lip. Now, these are all very subtle attacks that she's doing. Okay, because lately they've been doing very subtle attacks. But understand that because I've studied what it is that they're doing, okay, I can pick up on the very subtle attacks. Okay, and you'll see as she move her wrist, her middle finger is sticking out. It may not be sticking out all the way, but the fact is at the joint, right, you'll see it's out more than her other fingers. Okay, and there she, as she turns again, you look at the middle finger. All very subtle attacks. So again, this is the stuff that they do, right? So let me skip past some of this. I think I've shown enough, and this is me exiting out the vehicle. Okay, let's. Okay, so I think is that the. No, that's not. Okay, so here we go. There's more. All right, so this is Tuesday afternoon. Taking the kids back home to their mother. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this uh, because this. I don't want to make this video too long. Again, Um, let's move to the next video, and you hear the sirens in the background playing. Uh, you know. Okay, let's see. Let's see anything here. You know what? Let me just go through. I'm gonna have to skip past some of these videos because again, uh, there were videos of you know police vehicles with civilians, but I want to get to these particular videos because these are just as important. And I can always go back and find those other videos. So this was yesterday, okay? And let me uh, this one here. So this was yesterday, and I'm on my way to pick up the kids uh, from school. Well, not the kids, but Alyssa from school. And again, we talk about metaphorical speech, okay? Because it is psychological warfare being waged on targeted individuals. So again, they will stage, the civilian perpetrators. In this case, this is the superintendent of Pamela's building, and he's talking to this individual here. Now, this individual, he's holding a bag of chips, and he had the camera didn't pick it up, but he had his thumb placed on the barcode of the chips, and then he moved it down, right? So now it's on the color red on the bag, right? So let's go back because I want you to hear. So you hear he said it's war, right? But he's looking towards me now. Okay? Again, this is the type of metaphorical speech that they'll do because again, this is they've waged psychological warfare on me as well as other TIs, those in the target individual community, and not just psychological warfare. Okay? We're talking about experimentation, okay? And the use of a coercive persuasion program to villainize, silence, and ultimately lead to the mental, physical, financial destruction, social also destruction of the target individual. Okay, and you see the guy as he walks towards me, he turns and he looks at the gray car. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, all right, so let's go to the next video. So I had the phone down. Um, Also, again, with the barcode thing, before I go into this video. So this morning, I took the kids to school, came back in the house, and next to my laptop bag, Pamela placed. Let me get to the. Pamela placed this right next to my laptop bag again with the barcode. Okay, now the barcode represents the microchip. Okay, so whenever you start to see them using barcodes, sometimes you'll be walking, particularly around your residence, and you'll see, um, like tags, or they'll have the barcode sticker and they'll place it on the ground. Okay, and you'll see quite a few of them. Okay, it's like, you know, that you know that they're constantly letting you know that you've been microchipped. Okay, so this is what it is that they do, right? So again, it is an ongoing effort to undermine you in every single way, okay, to prevent the exposure of what they've done to you, which is illegally microchip you, and are constantly undermining you negatively, right, to make you act and behave negatively so they can justify the fact that they're microchip you. Okay, this is what they do. Okay, so let's play the video. So the video might be a little shaky because I'm actually holding my phone sideways against my stomach because I don't want them to think that I'm recording, because like I said, they've been doing very subtle attacks lately because they don't want me to uh, pick it up on the video so I can show you guys how, the blatancy and sometimes which they will do the psychological harassment. Now, watch this woman as I approach. She's waiting to cross the street, but as I approach, she's going to back up in front of me. All right? Because she does. Okay? And then you have these three teenagers, and they're going to engage in the hand signal. Right? But again, how they try to mask it. See the palm of the hand? So they all have their hands, open, but this one has his hands towards me. Again, so this guy just gets off the bus. You'll see, again, he's going to mask the closing of the mouth, the falling of the lip, because he has his glasses in his mouth. All right. Again, this is all a masking technique, as you see as I got close, he takes it out of his mouth. Okay. And again, here you go. You're at the bus stop, and you see he has the blonde hair, and he's going to do the folded lips. Again, another teenager, the folded lips. Okay, now let's go back. You'll see the teenager standing here with the hoodie on. Okay, sticks his finger in his ear. And he looks at me. Watch again. The index finger I talk about, and the thumb being placed on in the palm of her hand. Okay. Now you see he holds his phones up like a gun. Watch this. Now watch as I get close. Watch how he grabs his phone. Okay. All right. Let me put on my webcam. Okay. And he does this. All right. Let's move this back over here. Okay. So, all right. Now you'll see his thumb on his phone. So obviously he's not switching to his right hand. I mean his left hand, but it is to mask the psychological threat. Okay. Again, opens up the palm of her hand as I walk past. And she walks by with the cough. And again, you'll see here the teenage girl has a phone like this to her ears. Now, we all know that this is the part that you speak into your phone. You don't listen, right? If you want to listen, you'll do this. So this is where the speaker is. So why is she holding the phone up to her ears with the mic part of the phone, right, that you speak into? And again, that's to represent Mike, you're being listened to, you've been bugged because of the microchip. This is what they do, the subliminal messaging that they do. Okay? Again, another teenager. There's this, I walk past. And then you have these Hispanic girls now. So they use everybody. Hispanic, like I said, they all use them. But in this instance, you see the blatant use, because look how this one here, she's staring at me. These two are looking away, but this one on the left, she's staring directly at me. Okay? And again, as I walk past, you'll see these two teenagers on the left. Okay, so the hand goes up, again with the palm showing, puts it against his face like this as I walk by. Make sure this go back a little too far. All right. So masking technique, she starts grabbing on her clothes. Okay. Now look at her. Again, hands behind the back, the palm open, but she's masking it because of her clothing. Okay. So she puts it behind it might be a shawl that she has over her a poncho, but it's not a plastic poncho. It's like a fashion, it's made of cotton. So she puts her arm behind her back, palms open, okay, and then she's going to tuck her hands down underneath her, inside of her pants that she's wearing, okay, and now she takes it out, and you can see the palm open, and she starts tugging on her clothes, but her palm is facing towards me. Again, part of the fixation drill. This is what they do. Okay. Again, as I approach, you'll see this woman here can pick up a kid, and she is going to engage in the psyops. Okay. Let's lighten her. Let's lighten that up a bit and get a better picture of her. Okay. All right. Now she's gonna come over. She's gonna show me her phone because she walk past. You see her lift her phone up. Okay. She's gonna come over and talk to this guy, and now she's pointing. Again, remember the index finger? You see this a lot, right? But she does it while they'll do it while engaging in conversation because again, it is a masking technique. Okay. So now they both start pointing the index finger, right? Now, as you can see, now her thumb is placed on the middle finger. It's like this, okay? Now, to other people, and I don't even think how that is normal, because normally if I'm pointing, I don't do this when I'm pointing. But again, it is the middle finger trying to, basically give me the middle finger. That's what it is. And the pointing finger representing I've explained that in many videos earlier on in my targeting, when they used to mind control me to take the stairs. And when I take the stairs, there was a police officer standing in the bottom of the stairs, leaning against the railing with his hands like this, right? That's what I would see. And then that happened for a couple months. Then about a week later, I got on the train, started to see people doing this, or they'll start looking at their watch because when I went to pick up my son, there would be police officers on the steps leading up to the train platform, or when I'm getting off the train leading down to the to exit out the train station, there would be police officers standing there. When they look at me, they look at their watch, they look at me, look at their watch, and then they'll grab their ears and then walk off. Okay, so again, this is all uh, psychological warfare. This is all brainwashing, illegal microchipping within, and this is, I have no doubt that the police department across the United States are microchipping people. Okay, with the authority of those in the high ops, whether it be the CIA, the FBI, who are conducting illegal microchipping and illegal non-consensual human experimentation programs. Okay, she actually sneaks looking at me, and what she's looking at, there's also been doing the staring campaign because they're no longer grabbing their crotch, so they'll stare at my crotch area, and that's what she just did. And there she goes again. See her looking again. You try to be slick about it, right? Okay. 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 And then what they also do with me is that they engage while they engage in the targeting, right? They'll also engage in some sort of uh, deprogramming tactic, right, to try to nullify my negative emotional response, right? Okay, so now see the woman here with the pants that has a cross on it. She starts engaging with again the fixation drill. So here she is. She'll put her hands behind her back with her fingers open, her palm facing outwards. And then she's looking at my daughter. Okay, this is Alyssa. All right, she's looking at Alyssa as she comes out, and then she turns and she looks at me. Okay, so not only do these people know how to identify you because they know your face, but the people around you, my kids, they know. So when they call Alyssa, and Alyssa walks out, now look at where Alyssa is looking. She's not looking at me. So not to say that she saw Alyssa looking at me, that's why she looked at me. She looked at me because she knows this is my daughter, and this is what they do. This is part of the targeting uh, campaign that these people do. All right. So let's go back slightly again. Okay. And again, trying to mask what it is they're doing. And see this guy here again looks at my daughter, and he's doing this. Okay. This is the type of subliminal threats that they do. All right. And that's why I turn around with the camera, because if I turn, there would be perpetrators on the side of me, all around me, doing hand signals. Now you'll see this guy standing here. He starts laughing as I turn around. Okay, he turns his face because he didn't want to be seen on camera laughing. So he turns his face. So you see that right there, a little smirk. Okay, while he's doing this. And so you'll see he stands there doing this. And so, this is one of the guys that they use, from time to time. So I figure I'll stand in front of him and put him on camera. Okay, you get a good look at his face. Okay. All right, and it's just a turn around. Okay, so now let's get to this video, because this is, when I tell you I got them, I got them. So after I had ended that video, okay, I noticed that this young girl, she's wearing a yellow shirt, and she's standing there, and she started targeting me. So I said, okay, you know, I need to record this. Okay. So you see, when this woman walks by, she covers her face, or she covers her nose. Actually, she does this. Right now, let me just go back slightly, because again, I want to put everything in context. Okay, let's go back slightly. Okay, so woman here, she's wearing a blue sweater. She covers her nose. Okay, now this little girl, all right, she waits until the woman gets close to the gate, and she starts walking. Right? Remember, this is all, these people are all working together in tandem. Okay, let's put this over here so you guys can see better. Okay, and because I break it down. So you see this woman here. She looks at me. My daughter was over here. She's looking at my daughter. Okay, and that look at her face. One of her smirk. Now here you go, the woman in the blue sweater that walked past and covered her nose. Okay, she's looking at her because they're all working together. Okay. Now watch the. Remember how I tell you how they started doing this when they see me? Okay. So she just did that. Okay. Let's go back slightly. There you go. But it's again, they mask it because it looked as if she's pulling on this, uh, these rubber bracelet that they wear. Okay. Now watch. I want you to watch her finger as she sticks out her middle finger to give me the finger. Okay, look. You guys see that? There is no denying that. This is not all her fingers out. This is her finger, the rest of her finger closed while she sticks her middle finger out at me. And she's doing the closed mouth. Okay? So when I say these people use their children to participate in this, and again, this is cult mentality, because adults or parents that are in cults, their children will be in cults. As young as 5 years old, they condition their children to participate in this sort of psychological harassment. Okay, even stalking. Okay, all right. So again, I put things into context in terms of how they target me. Okay, and again, in the previous videos, you guys had the helicopters and the fire trucks and stuff like that, because when they know that I have very good video of the targeting and I can explain it in a way that I hope you guys can understand and see it yourself, they don't like that, and so they'll carry on the noise campaign. Okay, because again, they're constantly sending me subliminal message about being quiet, not saying anything, and I apologize for the choppiness of the video. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, this is what they do. Okay, and they get young kids to participate in these kind of harassment campaign. Okay, well, that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.